When you sit in that cell and they're talking about putting a needle in you for something you didn't do, and then you lose your son, your child, what can I say? You know?
He was arrested, tried, and convicted for killing his one-year-old son. He was sentenced to Angola's death row. After 5 years on death row, he is now a free man. This is a picture of Rodricus Crawford and his attorney, Cecilia Capel, moments after his release. Tonight, in an exclusive television interview, Rodricus Crawford sits down with me and talks about his fight to live and prove his innocence. Rodricus Crawford lived a real-life nightmare. At just 23 years old, he was living on Angola's death row. A jury convicted him of killing his one-year-old son, Rodricus Lott.
I'm seeing people that been here 30 years got sentenced. I seen a man sign a death certificate, and I'm innocent. You seeing that right there? And they telling you in paperwork, reading paperwork, this man said I should die a slow and painful death for something I didn't do.
For the first time, the death row exoneree is watching my special report about his case and the controversy surrounding his conviction. At the time this piece aired, he was still on death row.
This can't be true. It can't be real. But it was true, and it was real.
Did it ever cross your mind that you would be put to death for your son's death?
Yeah, I thought I was going to die. I'm on death row on a till. I thought I was going to die.
911, emergency.
Ma'am, can we get an ambulance to 6809 Broadway, man? We reporting a little baby. He is not breathing.
KSLA News 12 uncovered the 911 calls and dash cam video from that day his son died in 2012, evidence that was never presented at trial.
Ambulance to 6809 Broadway, man. We reporting a little baby. He is not breathing still, man.
It's the first time Rodricus Crawford has ever heard or seen this evidence. He appears shaken and bothered by the 911 calls. Another blow when the video shows Shreveport police placing him in the back of a police car, moments after handing his son over to EMTs.
Look, right to the police car.
In November, our special investigation showed chaos, crying, and confusion, moments after one-year-old Rodricus Bobo Lott was found unresponsive. After the scene was cleared, a child was dead, and his father, Rodricus Crawford, was charged with first-degree murder.
It's a feeling I never felt.
You were charged with killing
my son, and I was innocent.
Dr. James Traylor was the pathologist who ruled the baby's death a homicide. When asked to comment on the autopsy, Dr. Traylor directed us to the court records from the trial, which stated his autopsy findings. According to the autopsy report, Dr. Traylor determined smothering to be the cause of death, evidenced by a small cut under the baby's top lip. But defense attorneys say the injury came from a fall, not a crime.
I was taking him a bath, and he was in a tub. I set him right here. I ran in there to get a bath so I dry him off. That's how he felt. Me not paying attention, got on the phone, and I heard him cry. His mom came right down there and seen the bruises. That's how she knew what the bruises was.
Defense attorneys argue the real cause of the child's death was his failing health, evidence backed up by tissue and blood samples.
If the coroner would have followed his, what he supposed to do, he would have known what the bruises, how old, what down, when they did it. He didn't do none of that. Why he didn't do that? That's the question we need to be asking him.
If I were him, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, having put an innocent man on death row, and he could have very well been executed for that. I hope that he re-examines the work that he did on this case, and I hope that he can admit that he made a mistake, but I don't have a lot of faith in him as a pathologist, and I know that he testifies in a lot of cases up here.
During an appeal, Rodricus' attorney Cecilia Capel found 9 doctors from around the country who agree that Rodricus Lott died from sepsis. It was a game changer for the defense, which landed the case before the Louisiana Supreme Court.
How did this get to be indicted as to a first-degree murder case?
Your Honor, I think that's a better question for the state.
At that hearing, Caddo Parish Assistant District Attorney Tommy Johnson tried to prove his case.
How did the state come about that this was a first-degree murder case on a circumstantial evidence with a child that had been on autopsy discovered to have sepsis, and asked that this man be put to death on weak circumstances?
The father handed off the child, and then when asked what happened, it was he fell off the bed. It was not. He's been real sick. He's been feeling bad. He's been running fever. He's been coughing. He can't breathe. None of that, because there was no evidence to support that.
Well, that doesn't prove murder.
But it also, well, we have the abuse factor that comes in here too.
No evidence was produced at trial showing Rodricus Crawford ever abused his son. Instead, defense attorneys argued the cards were stacked against their client from the beginning because of his race, the fact that he was unemployed and still lived at home with his mother.
They interviewed me 5, 6 times. I talked to these people. I told them everything I knew. They tried to make me say I did something. I said, I'm not telling you I did this and I didn't do it. That was my first son. Every time I see one of my friends or some of their son, I think about my son. Every time, every day. That was my child. That's something I had.
Rodricus says his conviction broke up a friendship between two families. Because it pitted your family against his mom's family.
Yeah, and we grew up together. I see them, it's like I almost know them. It's way deep in it.
Have you tried to talk to them? Or?
Yeah, we talk, but you can still, you can feel it. You know how, you can feel it, the tension. Because of life. It's sad, man. It really is, because it's supposed to be the justice system.
And although prosecutors have decided not to retry Rodricus Crawford for his son's death, Rodricus Crawford's time on death row continues to haunt him. Although he says he has forgiven the man who put him there, then prosecutor Dale Cox, he still can't seem to move past not receiving an apology from the state.
They still ain't told me they sorry. They still saying I did something. Can you believe that? Now how am I supposed to feel inside?
According to Louisiana compensation laws, if approved, Crawford would receive $25,000 for every year of incarceration. That amount is capped at $250,000. Another $80,000 is for loss of life opportunities. But you have to be factually innocent. And according to the Caddo Parish District Attorney's Office, they did not find Rodricus Crawford innocent. Although the DA has opted to not retry Crawford in this case, he feels a reasonable prosecution could be pursued on a charge of criminal neglect homicide. That negligence could even extend to other family members. That is according to the DA. Even if successful on that charge against Crawford, the amount of time he spent in jail is close to the maximum sentence of 5 years if he was convicted. Again, we reached out to Dr. James Traylor, the forensic pathologist in this case. LSU Health Communications Director Lisa Babin said Dr. Traylor declined to comment on allegations made by Rodricus Crawford. We have not been able to reach then prosecuting attorney Dale Cox for comment.